So you can probably recognize Handel's Messiah when you hear it, right? But did you know that Handel wrote another oratorio that was about Samson instead of Jesus? I guess to say that he wrote it is a bit of an overstatement, since he wrote the music, but he lifted most of the lyrics off of John Milton's poem Samson Agonistes. So today, to celebrate the fact that an eclipse is going to sweep across North America, I thought I'd read to you a little bit of Samson Agonistes that has to do with eclipses. In fact, I cannot hear the word eclipse without thinking of Milton and Handel in turn. So to start, I'm going to jump right in and we're going to hear Samson complaining about the fact that he was given a lot of strength, but very little wisdom. He says, "O impotence of mind, and body strong, what is strength without a double share of wisdom? Vast, unwieldy, burdensome, proudly secure, yet liable to fall by weakest subtleties. Not made to rule, but to subserve where wisdom bears command. God, when he gave me strength, to show withal how slight the gift was, hung it in my hair." He goes on to say that he has a lot of things to complain about in his current state, but one bothers him more than all the rest, and that is the fact that he's had his eyes gouged out, and I can understand that. He says, "O loss of sight, of thee I most complain, blind among enemies, O worse than chains, dungeon, or beggary, or decrepit age. Light, the prime work of God, to me is extinct, and all her various objects of delight annulled, which might in part my grief have eased. Inferior to the vilest now become of man or worm. The vilest here excel me, they creep, yet see." So he thinks that he's even lower than worms, who, though they creep, they can at least still see, kind of, probably. He continues by saying that he's used to being in his own power and is not used to being subject to everyone else like he is now. "I dark and light exposed to daily fraud, contempt, abuse, and wrong, within doors or without, still as a fool, in power of others, never in my own." And now we get to the part that every time I read it, I have to fight to keep myself from singing it, because Handel did such a good job with his rendition. He says, "O dark, 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 amid the blaze of noon, irrevocably dark, total eclipse, without all hope of day. O first created beam, and thou great word, let there be light, and light was over all. Why am I thus bereaved thy prime decree? The sun to me is dark, and silent as the moon when she deserts the night, hid in her vacant interlunar cave." So there you have Samson complaining about his blindness, saying that it has put him in a total eclipse. Now, I've never been a huge fan of Baroque music, with all its noxious trilling harpsichords, but I listened to Samson by Handel last night again, and man, it's got some bangers. So I'll put a couple of my favorite sections below, linked in the description. One will be covering this total eclipse scene, which is amazingly done by Handel. But the other one will probably be "Go Baffled Coward," which is when a Philistine comes in and sees Samson but refuses to fight him because he's blind. And so Samson says to "Run away, you baffled coward," essentially. And it is awesome in Handel's version as well. So I'll put those down there. They're both about 3 minutes long, so I think that they're definitely worth a listen. If you want to listen to Handel's full Samson, I'll put links to the YouTube and Spotify versions of those in the description as well, because they're pretty great. Oh, and while you're listening, you should definitely check out Gustave Doré's illustrations of the Samson story from the Bible. They're a great pairing with the Samson story as handled by Milton and Handel. Anyway, go find totality, enjoy the eclipse with Handel ringing in your ears. See ya.